Well, good morning, y'all. Welcome to Bulldog's Tool Shed once again. Today, we're going to be doing the oil change in my wife's car, as I mentioned. And for all you experienced pup guys that have been doing oil changes and working with cars your whole life, this video may not be for you, but it's always good to, A, it gives me practice on making videos, and B, something else for some entertainment if you want to watch it. The first thing we want to do when you do an oil change is get all your supplies ready. So as you can see, I have all of my supplies right here. I've got the oil, the filter, my ratchet set. I have a waste drum thing to put it in. And then I've got a drain pan that I got. You know, it's an HVAC drain pan, but my driveway's white. I need to keep it that way for the HOA and all that. Don't want them coming down to me. You'll also see I put this vehicle up on ramps. I think when doing oil changes, this is probably one of your safest things. Put it on ramps. If you use jacks, that's fine. Just always remember, never ever go underneath a car on jacks only. Always use jack stands. All right. Too many people get hurt, too many people get killed. So we're going to come over here to the vehicle and we're going to go ahead and locate the oil cap, and we're going to go ahead and take this off. So we're going to take that off because that's going to help it drain. Just stick it right there. All right. And now I'm going to crawl under the vehicle and get everything set up for you there. Alright guys, so now that we're on the ground here underneath the vehicle, we need to remove this cover. This is a splash guard. We need to take this off. It's going to use a Torx 30. We're just going to unscrew all the screws that this thing has and set these aside. This will give us access to the oil pan. So we can get in there, and I probably just need to do the back ones, but I'm just going to remove the whole thing so you guys can see what we're doing. Because if I just remove the front ones or the back ones, this thing's going to fall down over the camera and you guys won't be able to see. There's only 2 screws in the back holding it up anyway, so actually looks like my oil pan right there. So move that and take this guy out. And I've got some more little clips I can put in here. Okay, so now we're just going to get this splash guard out of the way, sit it over there, and let's locate the oil pan right here. So this is our oil pan. Let's see what we need to get into it. It's going to be a little bigger than that. I don't know. Maybe is it metric? Oh, it's probably metric. Let's see. This is a I haven't been under this car in a while. So now this one is this looks like a 15 millimeter. So we're just going to use it. Got a 3/8 socket, going to give me a 3/8 drive here. We're going to go ahead and use that. Hold on, I need to get my gloves. Brought some gloves out, forgot to grab them. Nitrile gloves, so not these. Another Harbor Freight addition to my tools. I got that nice little glove box holder that goes on the side of your toolbox. Makes it really nice. So now, let's move this because we're going to make a splash. Let's see. Let's go ahead and move you guys over to this side. Now, you guys can see what we're doing. Let's turn you. Whoop, whoop. And let's see, can you see right there? Right there. See that? That's where the oil nut is. Yeah, I thought it could beat me. Nope. I just had to go get the heavy guns. The old DeWalt heavy duty Impact, which now we can take this off. Let it drain. We got it. So, why do we change our oil? Because A, oil wears out over time. It also accumulates a bunch of impurities and stuff that can hurt your engine. So all we're doing when we clean it out is we're taking care of that and getting all that stuff out of the system. So right now what we're doing is we're draining this oil out, and then we're going to remove this oil filter, and then we're going to replace the new filter and plug this back up, and then add the oil to the top. Now this vehicle takes about 4.5 quarts, so we'll have to measure it out, and then we're done. It's a piece of cake, simple as that. So changing your oil is probably one of the easiest things you can do in regards to keeping your car up and running in a good condition. It's one of the easiest things, and it's one of the least expensive. Now I know that when my wife's taken this car to get it changed, it's been in the ballpark of $100 here and there. So now I think the 5 quarts of oil and the oil filter came to $27. So is it worth it for me to get under here and do this? It is. It's free to dump this out over here. I take it to a transfer station we've got, and it's free, so that doesn't cost me anything. And I go there every Saturday, so it really doesn't cost anything at all to do that. So it's very important that you change this as often, you know, every 3,000 miles, 3 months is the recommended. But if you use the synthetic oil, you get a little more to that. So now I need to go grab some rags real quick. All right, so I'm back. Looks like this is almost out. I'm gonna go ahead and wipe this little plug off so we can get it back in. Get it nice and clean here. And now we're just going to screw it back in. Yeah. The other thing, this is sitting at an angle, so all the oil is coming out. It's not just sitting down here. I've got it up on these ramps, so everything's coming out. Let's get this back on. Screw this back in. Now there are torques for each manufacturer that you're going to use. This is my own vehicle. I'm not doing 100 of these a day, so I'm just going to use the old good and tight torque. Make sure it's definitely, whatever they had it torqued at before was definitely more torque than it needed. I'll tell you that. So there's a good and tight. Wipe off my wrench. I don't think I need that anymore. Definitely don't need this. I dropped here where it was on my gloves. Now we're going to have to change this oil filter, and hopefully it's not in here really tight. Let's see if we can. It should be hand tight. And it is not. So now I need to go get another tool for this. Alright, I'm back. Got the right tool. This is the Harbor Freight. Got this whole kit. It wasn't 70 bucks, and I can do any oil. So this is just the I don't know what kind of torque they use to put this on, but whatever it is, it was way, way too much torque. So I'm going to drop this oil filter here, let this drain. Let it drain out, and then we're going to get ready to install the new filter. We got the plug back in, got the filter on. Alright, so this is almost out. Just throw that right there, just like that. Well, what are hands for but to wash? We'll wash them. Now when you put a new filter on, you're not going to tighten it. I don't know what these clowns did, but we're not tightening it up. We're just going to put it on there hand tight. So let me go ahead and grab that filter real quick while we wait for that to drain. So now I've got the new filter, I've got the new oil. We're just going to let that finish off here. All these little pans have a little oil cap spot that you set your oil filter in to help them drain out down into the pan. We want to wipe this off now. I like these shop towels. They don't leave any kind of debris, any kind of lint. They're just good for the shop, good for things like this. Alright, now, got that. What we want to do next, and there's debate on this. Some people say fill your oil filter a little bit up with oil and then stick it on. I used to do that. I don't do that anymore. I don't think it's going to make that big of a difference because the oil will be in this filter in no time. You're not going to be without oil for that long. Well, goodness gracious, where'd you come from? Heck, it might have oil in it as soon as I screw it on here. So, I'm going to put this on now. And we're going to do this just hand tight. And you might have seen me, I take a little finger dip of oil and I put it around that O-ring to kind of just give it some lubrication, help it on. Then we're just going to hand tighten this. Nothing major. Alright. It's hand tight. Now, next thing we're going to do is we're going to fill her up with oil. So let's move to the top of the vehicle, fill her up. Then we're going to look for any kind of leakage. We're going to come back down here and make sure we don't have any leaks at all on anything. So let's go top side. Okay, so now we're up here. We've done all of that. So now I have to get a funnel. Take those off, they're just getting dunked up. Let me grab a funnel real quick. Got it. And this car uses 4.5 quarts. So let's see. 0.5 quarts, liters. We're going to go all the way down to this half point. 1/2. Yep. So we're just going to pour this in now. Whew. 4.5. We're going to leave 0.5 in this container. Then we're going to start the car, make sure that everything's good, no leaks. I've always used Quaker Steak. Just when I was growing up, it seemed to be the oil that everyone's dad used in the neighborhood. And I know it was big in the old Daytona 500s. I know there was a Quaker Steak car. I don't know if there still is, but it used to be big back in the 70s and 80s. And, you know, my dad used it. I used it. Plus, they have a pretty good steakhouse, or they did. I don't know if they still have steakhouses. Let me know if they have steakhouses still. I know they don't have them down here in Florida, but we had them in Tennessee. Quaker Steak was the name of it. It's a good place. I only ate there a few times, but it was good. Almost there. Almost. I think we're about... Almost. I do have a jug that I've got pre-measured. I just pour this in, but this is easy too. It's got measurements on it, so I just take it down to that halfway point. Make sure we're looking good. Just a tad bit more. There we go. I'm not trying to be perfectly precise, but seeing what we get. Okay. Bam! 4.5 quarts right inside there. Now we're going to start up the engine and check for leaks. That's the funnel. Putting the cap back on. Okay. Alright, so we've got everything on. Everything's good. I think we can go ahead. I know nothing's going to be leaking out of the top, so we'll go ahead and close this hood. We're going to start her up and we're going to check for leaks. And if there's no leaks, we'll put on that splash guard and back her up and call it a day. Give her a little gas, put a little pressure on it. Alright, let's see, let's take a look. Oh, I had a rag in there. Alrighty, guys. I don't see any leaks. None there. I think guys, I think we're good. So I'm going to go ahead and put this back on and clean up my mess, put up my tools. Before I do that though, I have got to put down, I've got these stickers I put on for my wife, a little remind you when stickers. So let me go ahead and get one of these in her windshield so she knows when to change it again. And that's it. That is a wrap. So once again, thank you for joining Bulldog's Tool Shed. You're always welcome. This is Bulldog Change Oil 101. Remember, it's important to do this by manufacturer's recommendation. There is a torque on that plug. I don't use it because it's my own vehicle. If I was doing this as a professional living, it would be torqued. But whatever they had it torqued to from where she took it last time was way over torqued. So until next time, guys, stay out of the doghouse, and you're always welcome to Bulldog's Tool Shed. See you then.